In this video, I am going to break down the stages of money laundering and show you how it's done. Hi, my name is The Alchemist, and in this video I'm going to help you understand what money laundering is and how it works. You might be surprised by some of the things that come up in conversations about money laundering, but don't worry. We will cover everything from start to finish so that when a conversation comes up again next time, you'll know exactly what they're talking about. But first, let's see what money laundering is. Money laundering is defined as a process of disguising the source of money that was obtained through illegal activities or from illicit funds. The aim of money laundering is to put the money in places where it can be accessed without being traced back to its criminal origins. All nations regulate cash transactions, and most governments keep track of large financial transactions that involve more than a certain amount of money. Money laundering seeks to hide the transactions and make it seem like the funds came from legitimate sources instead. Now let's discuss about the different stages of money laundering. Stage number 1. Placement. The first step in laundering money is to place it into the financial system. The risk of detection during this phase is high due to large deposit reporting requirements and questions that naturally arise with any sudden influx of cash, such as how did you get so much? To get around this, the money mule is used. The money mule is an unsuspecting player in the financial system, often a college student or other young person looking for a quick way to make some fast cash, who receives and transfers illegal proceeds to what are essentially dead drops or accounts under someone else's control. The banks in America are required to keep records and report suspicious transactions. The Federal Financial Institutions Examination Council, FFIC, outlines current Bank Secrecy Act guidance, while FINRA details the anti-money laundering rules that participating banks must observe. It's difficult to launder a lot of cash at one time, which means that criminals have to be creative. One way they do so is by smurfing, splitting up large sums into smaller ones and depositing them over the course of several months in various accounts, as opposed to making just one deposit with an illicitly obtained sum altogether. This activity may involve lower-level participants who physically make deposits for their boss's respective accounts or smurfs. Similarly, electronic transfers are also another option, but this doesn't change law enforcement agencies from being suspicious, because it has no bearing on how banks manage money internally in their own systems. To avoid the watchful eye of regulators, some money launderers turn to alternative financial systems. Cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and IVTS are increasingly popular laundering vectors because they aren't subject to regulation like fiat currency banking is. For example, in China, fei chen, meaning flying or transferring money, has been used for hundreds of years, but it's now more commonly known there as hawala. This method operates internationally without leaving any paper trail so that government officials can't trace transfers back through the system if something goes wrong with an account holder who may be a criminal enterprise trying to disguise their actions from law enforcement agencies around the world. Stage number 2, layering. In this phase, the money is put through a series of transactions in order to create confusion. These are designed by the drug traffickers so that it's hard for investigators to follow where all their cash is gone, and find out who they are working with. The money laundering process is complex and confusing, but there are many common tactics. Layering involves a series of financial maneuvers that slice and dice the initial placement in order to make it untraceable. These can include property transactions with shell companies, that is the legal business entities which exist only on paper, high-dollar purchases of tangible goods like cars and precious metals, real estate investment properties including luxurious homes, transfers between bank accounts held by multiple people at different banks or countries. Apparently there's been talk recently about how some people want more transparency when it comes to banking offshore accounts, since all these companies seem like they're not doing much good if we can't find out who owns them or where their money is coming from. Countries such as Cyprus that have lax regulations which allow account holders to conceal both their identities and source of funds deposited into them apparently don't care too much either, because they claim this anonymity helps shield clients from personal risk, without preventing inward investments at any time needed by said clients. Stage number 3. Integration. The final step of laundering money is integration, which typically involves legal transactions. Because it's the safest part in terms of avoiding scrutiny by authorities and other risks associated with crime such as violence or incarceration, most people think that this stage comes after washing an individual's funds through third-party banks, where they can be mixed up before returning them to their original account. In reality though, there are some countries like Italy who have made laundry services illegal altogether because the process has been so difficult for those trying to recoup lost assets from corrupt politicians. An example of integration is when a launderer invests in their business by purchasing assets with the money they received from laundering. A launderer could also use this dirty money to purchase real estate or other high-dollar items, and then sell them off for clean cash flow. The process may even be more complex than that. Sometimes the only way to truly integrate your illegal funds into legal ones via legitimate investments, like securities trading and sales, would involve sending many transactions back and forth between criminal entities controlled by you or associates under an umbrella company, so it becomes impossible to track which deals were made using what type of currency. All such dealings are completely transparent on paper. These were the different stages of money laundering. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon for more videos like that. Tell us in the comment section about how much you liked the video, and any topic that you would like to hear from us. Thank you, from The Alchemist.